Partial and residual payment will come into the picture whenever you are posting the payments less than your invoice amount. Say, for example, I'll go to FB60 first. Okay, and in FB60, okay, let me go get into my company code, that is 8P25. And in AP25, let's go over to the supplier code. Invoice date. Let's say invoice amount is 50,000 rupees. And let's select the GL. Yeah, let's go with this purchases account here. And this is 3,000 rupees. Okay, so this is the invoice posted here. Balancing field profit center in line item 001 not filled. One moment, I had activated the document splitting. I will quickly deactivate and will continue. Just give me 1 moment. Okay, so I have posted the weight. So the invoice is not yet posted, right? So let me quickly go with SPRO. The CP reference. Just want to deactivate the document split. So GL accounting, business transaction. Okay, document splitting, activate. P60.
So in live project, we have to do all the things that you have taught up till now, or it depends upon the project to project. For example,
Have to do
hello,
all
sir.
you'll have to do all the things that we have done so far and the things that I'll be showing in the future also.
Okay. So down payment and part payment, everything is compulsorily it is to be done because if there are no payments, down payments, and if there are no part payments done in any project, any company, so
These
there
are
won't be.
common scenarios in almost all the organizations.
Okay,
Every
okay, okay.
business will have advances, it will have part payments, schedule payments, and all these things.
Hmm. Sir, whatever you're taught and whatever you'll be teaching, it's a complete
Will be
syllabus
different.
of SAP, or there are other things apart from it, and you have picked up the most important ones that is required.
We are going with only the most important ones.
Okay, okay,
The other thing is, if you learn all those things, the rest can be managed on your own.
okay, okay,
You will get fair idea. But
okay.
without these, definitely you cannot lead yourselves to the other activities. I don't know
Okay.
why it is so slow and it is not letting me move forward.
Yes.
Okay, so here you can see I have posted an invoice for 50,000 rupees with today's date. Okay. So
Okay.
in our previous transactions, right, we have posted the payment with the same amount. Okay. What in case if the vendor has an agreement with us, or we have an agreement with the vendor telling that we will make the payment in 2 or 3 installments, right? In those scenarios, you will go with the partials or residual payments. Okay, see, both the types will be used for part payments, okay, or for split payments. Okay, I will take you through both the processes, and based on the client requirement, you can go with any of this. So now 50,000 is the invoice amount, and let's say we want to post a payment for 20,000 only. Okay, so I'll go with another window, and
So what's the difference between this and downward? There also we made a kind of part payment only, right?
yes, it's used actually for the split payments. Okay,
Okay,
whenever
okay,
your payment amount is less than invoice amount, either
okay,
you can use partial or residual. Okay,
okay,
so
okay,
what is
okay.
the difference? We will see that.
Oh,
Okay, so let me come back to the other window here, and I will go with F-53 for the outgoing payment. 0803, and this is my vendor payment. And let's see, this is my bank account, and I want to go with a payment of 20,000 rupees. Value date, and let me select the vendor 404-001 and click on this process open items. Okay, value date is not required, right? So there are 2 invoices, out of which I want to post the payment for this one and deactivate this one. Okay, so 50,000. And as I told you, 50,000 is the invoice, 20,000 is the payment amount. Whenever you want to go with the split payment, here you can see we will have partial and residual tabs here. Okay, you can choose the one based on the client's convenience. Okay, so now let's see how to proceed ahead with the partial payment and what happens with this. If you click on this partial payment tab, right, here you can see there is a new column called payment amount, and it says 50,000 rupees here. Okay, now understand the concept. 50,000 is the invoice amount, but you want to make a payment only for 20,000. Okay, and here you can see not assigned is 30,000. If you try to post the payment like this, it says difference is too large for you. Okay, now we will have to communicate with the system, or we will have to tell the system that we are going with the part payment only. Okay, in that case, I'm in the partial payment tab now. Just double click on this. This is 50,000 now, right? If you double click on this, system will automatically pick up the payment amount, the amount that you entered in the bank field, and it will automatically balance your amounts here. See, earlier amount was 50,000. Now this becomes 20,000, and not assigned becomes 0.
sir, in down payment, there also we balance the amount, right?
No, in down payment, we will actually reduce the invoice amount.
Okay,
Okay, here also a kind of reduction only, but
okay,
we will have to tell the system that the payment amount is less than the invoice.
okay.
Okay, so in this case, we are going with the partial payment option now. And in the partial payment, here you can see payment amount is 20,000 rupees. Okay, now if I go with document and simulate GL, system will automatically let me to post the entry here. Okay, sundry creditors account will be debited and your bank account will be credited. Let's come back and post the entry here. So the document is posted. Now, as a consultant, you should also understand how the things will work. Okay, in your line item level. Okay, earlier this invoice was open, and now we have posted a payment for 20,000 rupees, right? If I click on refresh, and before that, look at the balance here, 85,000. Click on list and refresh. And now you can see the balance has reduced by 20,000 rupees. And there is a payment document that is posted for this 20,000. Okay. So this is the invoice that we had created for 50,000. And now we have posted a partial payment for this 20,000 rupees here. And whenever you're going with the partial payment, the status will still remain open. Okay, please remember this. If you're going with partial payment, though you are making a payment, the document will still remain open, and even your invoice document will also be kept open. Okay, this is how it works in partial payments. Clear till now, Rajiv?
Yes, sir. So in case of down payment, we posted invoice entry for down payment, then we uh, did balance, right?
I didn't get you. First, we will post the down payment and then we will post the invoice.
Okay, okay,
Okay, now do one thing, remove that down payment part now. Okay, from your head.
okay,
Just concentrate only on this one. Understand this concept. Okay. Later on, once you're familiar with this partial payment, then try to club both the things. You'll get the complete clarity.
okay.
Okay. So now this is done. Right. Now what happens? Here I've got two open items, one for invoice and one for the payment. So when will this be cleared? Is if you go and clear the complete payment, right? So I've got a balance of 30,000 rupees. Now, if I go and post the payment for the same 30,000, both the items will be cleared. Okay, so I'm back in F-53 for the vendor payment. And this is 30,000 rupees. Account number 404-001. If I go with process open items, right? So here you can see 50,000 rupees is the invoice. 20,000 we have already paid. And now you want to pay 30,000 rupees. Clear, Rajiv?
Yes,
Now, if I go and post the payments, right? So the document is posted. And if you come back to your line item display here, see, we had two open items, right? I will come back and I'll go with this option here, posting date only for today. And let me click on execute. Right? So here you can see all the items will be cleared. So this was our invoice document, KR. Then we posted a payment document for KZ. And finally, the third document for the payment or clearing of the balance amount with 30,000 rupees. Okay, so this is one thing. If you open this document, right, and here it will tell you that the payment amount of 20,000 rupees. Okay. And if you come back, double click on this. So this is your clearing document number. Okay. And again, if you want to understand, if you double click on open this payment document, and if you go with the header data, okay, somewhere it will be available. Where is it? Okay, not here. It is not available here. Okay, if you go with this 20,000 rupees document, this will give you the invoice number here. This is the payment. I mean, the 20,000 that we have paid, that we have posted here is the payment received for this invoice number. Okay, double two, and here also you can see the same invoice number here. Okay, in this way you can reconcile if required. This is called as your partial payment. So with the partial payment option, system will keep your invoices and the payment document open until the full amount is cleared. Okay. Any questions on this?
No.
Okay. Now, if this is your partial payment, let's quickly look at the residual payment also. So for residual payments, I'll take customer example. Okay. See, the partial and residual will remain the same, whether it is for your customer or vendor. Same way, no change. Okay. So for residuals, let me go with FB70 here, and let me start posting the invoice. What's the company code? AB25, and let's go with the customer number. Invoice stage, and let's take up the same example, or let's say 60,000 rupees. Okay, or 65,000. And let's come down to the GL account field, and let's select our sales account here. $5,000. Let's post this invoice. Okay, so the document is posted. Now, if I go with FBL5N, FBL5N, AP25, I'll go with all items with today's date. Okay, so this is the invoice. Now, let's assume we want to go with the split payment, and now we will go and use our residual payment option. I'll come back to the other window and start with F-28 to post the incoming payments here, document date, and this is being customer payment, account number, and let's say we want to go with 25,000 rupees here. Okay, and this is my customer number. Okay, if I go with process open items, so there are too many invoices. Let me deactivate all of them, and I'll just activate this. Okay, so now my invoice amount is 65,000, and I want to go with a payment of 25,000. The balance is 40,000 rupees here. In order to balance this invoice amount and the entered amount, I will have to tell the system to go with the residual items tab here. Okay, if you click on residual items, here you can see there is a column called residual item, and it is empty here. Okay, it's blank. If you double click on this, system will automatically get this amount, whatever the not assigned amount was there, right? That not assigned amount will be appearing here. System will automatically pick this up. And what is this 40,000? 40,000 is nothing but the balance. Okay, and the meaning of residue itself is balance, right? So if you go with residual items option, system will update your document based on the balance amount. Now, 65,000 is your invoice, 25,000 is your payment, and 40,000 rupees is the balance. Okay, here, if I try to post the entry, right? It says, okay, there is some issue with this rule key 06, okay, for posting. ABPER field, which is this field. Let's quickly check. So this is a posting key issue. I will go back to the other window here. Start with Ruby 4106. Okay, they're talking about negative postings. I don't know who has created this. No, this looks fine. Come back to the other field here.